So first I want to introduce the dream team that we've brought here from Waterloo. So we've got Sibel from our Associate Chair Graduate Studies. We've got Claudia, our undergraduate alumnus from 2024. We've got myself, who is a department chair, Ada Hurst, our Associate Chair Undergraduate Studies, and Arden, an undergrad alumnus from 2023, but also a current graduate student. So today, more than ever, the world is ripe with complex challenges like climate change, healthcare, and economic fluctuations. At the same time, there's an abundance of data and a surge in technology like AI and machine learning. These problems transcend traditional boundaries, and there's a need for interdisciplinary, human-centered approach. This is needed to be able to design responsible technology while considering things like ethics and privacy. So, how do we train the next generation of data-driven decision makers? The main thing that we want to get across in our talk today is that we offer several degree programs, and they have a data-driven and rigorous curricula, enriched through experiential education, work-integrated learning, and an entrepreneurship culture. Our programs produce effective practitioners and leaders in analytics, data science, operations research, and management science. If you're not familiar with Waterloo, it's only about an 8-hour drive. We just did the drive yesterday. And it's actually also about an hour west of Toronto. But maybe importantly for today, it's got the largest concentration of tech companies and startup activity in Canada. It's often referred to as the Silicon Valley of the North. To talk a little bit about Waterloo Engineering, we have a video here from our Dean, Mary Wells.
I'm Mary Wells, the Dean of Engineering at the University of Waterloo. On behalf of our faculty, I am very proud of the Department of Management Science and Engineering as a finalist for the 2025 Informs UPS George D. Smith Prize. So you know a little about Waterloo. We have a reputation for innovation and entrepreneurship. In Canada, we are the #1 university for founders and in comprehensive research. Waterloo is in the top 1% of universities worldwide, and our Faculty of Engineering has shaped the University of Waterloo as the founding faculty. Our curriculum was designed from day one to be industry integrated through our first of its kind cooperative education work terms program. The faculty team in the Department of Management Science and Engineering are dedicated to research and education in data analytics, data science, AI, operations research, and management science. At Waterloo, our focus is educating well-rounded engineers who have technical excellence and a collaborative problem-solving mindset. Waterloo Engineering is where excellence thrives. Thank you very much.
So how then do we build the next generation of data-driven decision makers and problem solvers at Waterloo? Well, we do it through a variety of programs, both at the undergraduate and the graduate level. These programs are catered to different career stages, and our first one is the Management Engineering Undergraduate Program. It's a 5-year program, and it has a co-op associated with it as well. But we also have a management science option that's open to other engineering students. For our own students, we also have things like the AI option and the computing option as well. At the graduate level, we have a relatively new graduate diploma in data analytics, which has already had many people graduate from that program already. We also have 2 course-based master's programs that are called the Master of Management Science. And one of them is an in-person program, and the other one is an online one that's very focused on management of technology specifically. We also have 2 thesis-based programs, a Master of Applied Science and a Doctor of Philosophy. Together, all of these programs make up about 650 current students in the program. I'd now like to pass it over to Sibel, who will talk about the data-driven curriculum.
In our programs, we always innovate and advance education in analytics, data science, management science, and operations research through an experience-rich education. So today we're going to talk about 4 main pillars. The first one is how we rigorously blend our courses and deliver a data-driven curricula. Second is how we incorporate experiential education in our courses. Third is how we deliver work-integrated learning through a world-leading co-op program. And fourth is our entrepreneurship culture and emphasis. So let me start with the data-driven curricula. So we are uniquely positioned in the engineering faculty, bringing together management and engineering to engineer data-driven business decisions. So we teach improving how businesses operate and make decisions in an increasingly digital, data and AI-centric world. We teach our students how to design and manage optimized systems, products, and processes. And we do that by integrating these three core areas: data analytics and operations research, software information systems, and organization science. So in each of these areas, we offer various different courses. Under data analytics and operations research, we actually teach a strong methodological foundation to our students, including advanced probability and statistics, courses on modeling and optimization, simulation, stochastic models and methods. We also have a course on advanced optimization techniques where we teach nonlinear programming as well as the composition techniques. Under software and information systems, we teach courses on algorithms and data structure, databases and software design, software engineering, as well as human-computer interaction. And under organizational science, we teach economics as well as organizational behavior and theory. We have courses on entrepreneurship, technological innovation, and senior management. So our students in our programs integrate this knowledge to apply and design solutions to facilities planning problems, operations planning and inventory control problems, solve supply chain management problems, quality management, scheduling. And we offer courses on introductory as well as advanced levels machine learning. We have a course on analytics and user experience design. We have courses such as on text analytics and big data analytics as well. So I would like to also talk a little bit about how we continuously improve our curriculum. So in this continuous improvement cycle, we conduct every other year surveys with our co-op students and alumni to learn about the tools that they're using in the industry. We have an industrial advisory board, and we meet with them 3 times a year to receive their feedback on our programs. We also have some regular cohort-wide feedback sessions, again, 3 times a year. In these feedback sessions, we ask our students on our current practices, as well as we seek their opinion on the progressive changes that we're proposing. So we hold annual exit surveys with each of our graduating classes. We closely keep track of our co-op employment data every term. We also keep track of our alumni employment to have information about their career progression mostly from their LinkedIn accounts. And even at the granular course level, we assess how each course is delivered through mapping those to the graduate attributes. So let me talk a little bit more about this. Here you see an Excel worksheet. So at the end of each term, we ask each of our instructors to fill out these Excel worksheets. And these Excel worksheets actually map each of these course assessments, like a quiz or a final exam, even can be at the granular level of a final exam question, to the course intended learning outcomes. And these intended learning outcomes are then mapped to these graduate attributes. And overall, we keep track of these for individual courses, for each of these cohorts as well, to keep track of how each cohort is doing in terms of their graduate attributes. And this also gives feedback on our curriculum improvements moving forward. So who teaches these courses? It's basically me and my friends. We have 32 expert faculty members, and from various different disciplines with expertise on or PhDs on economics, as well as engineering, management, computer science, as well as psychology. And collectively, we have had over 17 million funding from various different agencies in Canada and internationally as well. And these agencies actually depends, so it includes engineering agencies, social sciences, as well as health research. And on the right, you see a frequency diagram of 2 grams for our faculty specializations. So we see that about 20% of our faculty members actually listed machine learning and among their specialization keywords. Around 16% wrote supply chain, large-scale decision-making. And we have also data analytics, network design, and data-driven within the faculty specialization keywords. Okay, now Claudia will be talking about our experiential education.
So within the department at Waterloo, experiential education is baked into the curriculum. So beyond what we consider traditional case-based, paper-based learning, these cases allow us to work in teams and develop project management and communication skills that we use directly with employers on our co-op terms and after we graduate. It really focuses on designing solutions to real-world problems and allows us to engage with our industry and community partners to learn directly from their expertise and feedback. I'm going to talk about two specific examples, the first of which comes within our first year of the undergraduate program, where we have one-day hackathon-like case days. These cases, again, work directly with industry partners. One example is Sun Life Insurance, who's a local insurance provider in Waterloo, looked at designing life insurance products for patients with chronic conditions. Our first-year students were able to justify value and feasibility to senior management in symposium-style presentations right in their first term. Another example of a community partner a little bit closer to home at the university is our work with the Sustainability Office. So this allowed our students to design solution pathways to more sustainable campus and look at things like the campus's vehicles, their supply chain, our food sourcing, and kind of get beyond what a normal first-year student is going to look at in their day-to-day life at the university and where it can be improved. To bookend this, in our fourth year of the undergraduate program, every student completes a capstone design project. These are a year-long project which integrates data analytics, optimization, software, AI, and behavioral concepts, and allows us to work with industry partners to address their operational challenges. These are just a sample of the industry partners that we've worked with, and these include major companies, all the way down to very small community organizations who look to us to help with their tech solutions. These projects are also of a really high quality. They routinely compete and win in institutional, national, and international awards, such as Inform's paper competitions. As well, some of these projects go on to be their own product and business after graduation. So a quick example of 3 projects that have happened in the last few years to see the quality of these projects. The first is VoltPath.
Hi, we're VoltPath, a team of final year management engineering students at the University of Waterloo. Thanks to our knowledge of events optimization, simulations, and software engineering, alongside the help of our faculty advisor, Dr. Sabel Alumni, we've built a tool to allow decision makers within the Canadian government to optimally locate and simulate the placement of electronic vehicle charging stations. Our hope is to support Canada's transition to a greener future.
Another project that happened this year worked with the Cambridge Memorial Hospital, which is a local hospital within the Waterloo region who's currently facing a huge population boom. They looked at how they could determine hospital operation room schedules using historical surgical data, modeling these trends, and generating patient arrivals using simulation, and then using these as inputs to develop both an optimization model and a heuristic to look at a reasonable and realistic approach to a better and more utilized operation room within the hospital. Finally, the last project I'll talk about is actually my own capstone project, where we worked with Loblaws, a Canadian grocery company, to develop a 2-stage optimization model to focus on palletization of their warehouse products to create more stable pallets, and as well then use a machine learning clustering algorithm to create an operationally feasible layout that could be implemented and scaled. I'll now pass it over to Ada to talk about our integrated learning.
Co-op is in the fabric of the University of Waterloo. When the university was founded in 1957, as our dean said, it was with cooperative education at its cornerstone. The University of Waterloo runs the largest co-op program in the world. There's over 7,500 active employers. This is just a picture of one of our alumni, Ron Yu, at a very, very hip workplace. I want to draw your attention to the scale and impact of the co-op program. So I'm going to focus now on co-op in our department. In 2024 alone, our students, undergraduate and graduate, completed 571 co-op placements with an employment rate of over 95%. And this is particularly impressive because over that same time, there was a significant downturn in the tech industry, which is one of the industries where our students find employment. For our engineering students in particular, our undergraduate students, this translates into up to 2 years of paid work experience before they have even graduated. And by their 6th co-op term, their average earnings are $31 an hour. What's really crucial here is the professional networks that they're building throughout this co-op program. So this is from statistics from a survey that actually the students, the graduating classes, conduct for themselves. This is Arden's class. They said that of the people that were surveyed, 69% were returning to a previous co-op employer for full-time employment. Importantly, professional development is integrated into the co-op program. While students are on co-op, they are taking 5 professional development courses on things like teamwork, intercultural skills, ethics, and then when they come back on campus, they're also writing these reflective reports where they're basically tying what they've learned on co-op to their education and their overall career progression. Now, we've been doing co-op for a very long time, but it doesn't mean that we don't continue to innovate and improve. I'll talk about that in a second, but I first want to explain the structure of the study work sequences that's been traditional in our program. So in our management engineering program, students are alternating between study and work sequences every 4 months, beginning after their first year. In our graduate program, students complete 2 back-to-back co-op terms after their first 2 study terms before returning for a 3rd and final co-op term. So let me tell you a bit more about that recent improvement and innovation. An example, a very recent example, is the development of the Waterloo Experience, or We Accelerate program. So this is a program that is designed and actually run in partnership with industry partners, and it's designed to help first-year students who are otherwise not able to get regular co-op employment. Through this program, students receive professional skill training through our career office. They receive technical skill training through our industry collaborators. And then they also participate in a term-long, team-based, real-world project where they get to practice those skills. Importantly, when students enter the program, they get to choose different streams, depending on their interests. So for example, an example might be building data-driven, AI-driven solutions. The program has been very successful. When it's been shown that when students, after they completed this program, when they come back to look for their second co-op job, they are more likely to earn higher pay, easier time finding a job, and get more senior employment. Another innovation another recent change I'd like to point out is a recent sequence change that we've enabled for our undergraduate students who are now completing 2 back-to-back co-op terms after their 3rd year. This allows them to spend 8 months in industry, gain deeper experience, and also have an uninterrupted time with their co-op, with their capstone project in their final year. For students who are looking to find full-time jobs in the tech and finance industry, this is also very important because their most senior co-op term now occurs in their final, in the spring term, which is very helpful for them then receiving full-time offers in those industries. Our co-op is international. Students work even in Bermuda, although not yet in Antarctica, I have to say. I just want to spend a couple minutes talking now about what students are actually doing on co-op. So we have some analytics to show you. This is an analysis of position keywords. So this is based just over a 12-month period. So there was 507 undergraduate students on co-op. And these are the most common keywords. So you'll see analytics, software, data, AI, operations. And a very similar picture emerges when we do the same analysis with our graduate co-op program. This is based on over 100 positions over, again, a 12-month period. Again, we have the same keywords: analytics, business, data, and so on. And this is just highly indicative of the range of positions that students are taking in this co-op employment, which range from software development to product management, business analytics, data analytics, all the way to data science and machine learning engineering and data engineering. Finally, I want to talk about the strength of our employer pool. On the left world cloud, you can see that this is over again a period of 12 months. We have 605 co-op positions, so this includes both our undergraduate and graduate programs, and this actually includes 322 unique employers. These employers span from local Waterloo companies all the way to global corporations. And when we look at the same analysis over a 5-year period divided by different industries, we see that there's quite a diversity in industries. Students have flexibility. Our employment data and rates are therefore more robust because they are less sensitive to fluctuations, variance in fluctuations in various industries over time. So I'll now pass it on to Arden, who will talk about the entrepreneurial culture.
Thank you very much, Ada. Waterloo is a top entrepreneurial university, and we have a strong record of startup success, both in Canada and internationally. I first want to highlight that unique to Waterloo, we have the Conrad School of Entrepreneurship and Business, which is integrated into the Faculty of Engineering, and that really cements the relationship between technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. We also have, in addition to the Conrad School, we have Velocity, which is Waterloo's entrepreneurship center. It supports early stage founders free of charge with connections, expertise. They even have workspaces and even capital through the pre-seed Velocity Fund. And also I want to highlight our social incubator, or social impact incubator rather, in the form of Greenhouse. And this is where students can enact social and environmental change. And one project that emerged from this incubator is called 3Cycle. They have created a circular supply chain in the Waterloo region by recycling the waste from 3D printing, and they're transforming that into new 3D printing filament that can then be resold and it can be reused. Now at Waterloo, you don't only need to be a business student to build your business skills. So Waterloo offers many business-related courses and programs for all of its students. In particular, for engineering students, we have the entrepreneurship option. Co-op can also be used to gain experience through the Enterprise Co-op or the E-Co-op program. And so E-Co-op students will spend a work term starting their own business, and they will have access to workshops, guest speakers, mentorship from alumni with business development experience. And while they're doing that, they also get to earn a co-op credit for their degree. I'd also like to speak a bit now more about my personal experience with Waterloo's entrepreneurship supports. So as I was approaching graduation from my undergraduate program, my capstone design group we decided to continue working on our project as a startup. And so with the help of the university, we got to meet with some IP lawyers, and we filed a provisional patent for our project in the United States. And then once I started grad school, I enrolled in Velocity's Cornerstone program. And as part of that program, I got access to workshops and one-on-one mentorship from a founder of 2 startups. His name's Eric Blondeel. If you know Canota Health, he was one of the co-founders for that. And both of his startups went through Y Combinator. So he was an excellent source of information. He was providing advice on how to pitch different audiences. He was helping us get warm introductions to build our network, and also suggested strategies to monetize our product. And over here on the right, we have just a few of the companies that were started by management alumni specifically. And they range from Industry 4.0 technology to engineering management tools to, in the bottom right over here, an electronic music record label, if that is your thing. So I'm now going to turn it back to Mark to wrap us up.
Hopefully we've been able to tell you that our main message today is that our students go through a data-driven and rigorous curricula, and it's enriched with experiential education, work-integrated learning, and entrepreneurship culture. Now I want to turn to talking about how that means we produce effective practitioners and leaders in analytics, data science, operations research, and management science. So how do we do that? Well, how do we know that they're doing well and as effective practitioners? We stalk them on LinkedIn, basically. And so if you look here on LinkedIn, we can see that most people have roles in analytics and operations, product management, software development, and consulting. But 41% of them hold senior leadership positions in their organizations, and about 9% of them are actually entrepreneurs founding their own startup companies. The same story exists at our graduate level. So you can see that they are analysts, managers, software developers, engineers, and consultants. And if you look at the kind of industries that they work in, it's tech and finance type things at the top, manufacturing, government, retail, and that same kind of diverse set of things that makes our program particularly robust. We weren't able to bring all of our students here today, only a couple. So I wanted you to be able to hear also from the students who are now actually in their exam period, so couldn't come.
I find that in today's day and age where machine learning and artificial intelligence is more and more prevalent, having a really strong basis in statistics and data analysis, which management does provide, is something that's extremely valuable.
I feel like management engineering is the perfect program to have to turn out as a well-rounded engineer. We learn the technical aspects. We take software engineering, machine learning, decision support systems, optimization. So there's a lot of technical background and skills that you will gain. But there's also the soft skill aspect. We take organizational design, organizational behavior, human-computer interaction, and as well as other like finance and economics courses that other engineering programs might not be well equipped with.
I'd say management engineering gives you a deep perspective into the importance of not just engineering principles, but also understanding how can they be implemented and optimized in the customer's hands.
Analytics and user experience, I think, was a really unique course offered in the management sciences and engineering program as a whole. What I really enjoyed about it was that we were able to correlate a lot of real-world kind of sample data and extrapolate, interpolate it, utilize different R best practices and the coding language as a whole to really understand how data is looked at and what that data essentially means in the larger scheme of things in like a business setting.
Often a lot of these machine learning algorithms are taught in a theoretical sense and an experimental sense, but in industry, we want to be able to take these models and operationalize them such that they're useful to a business. And I think decision support system is a huge, it gives you a very solid foundation to MLOps in the industry.
In management, something I really appreciated was just how practical and applicable a lot of the skills you've learned through the courses were. We were able to actually apply that knowledge to real-world scenarios via the co-op program. And something that I really appreciated is whenever you learn something in school, you were able to essentially apply that immediately through co-op.
So during my time at this small, around 20-person startup called Epoch, I was a product operations intern. And I, as an intern, was kind of the backbone behind manipulating the data to make sure that all the reports were relevant and accurate. And these were for some of the largest companies in the world, including Toast, Zynga, Instacart, etc. So that was a really cool experience.
My first co-op was at TD Bank as a data analyst. I was on the network operations team where we were in charge of tracking network and stability and health and being able to address outages as fast as we can. So it was a really cool co-op as a first year student to just see how the world works, get some banking experience and a data technical role as a first year student, which was really cool.
Through the co-op program, through working with so many talented and competent folks, I was able to understand that there are so many different roles and jobs out there. And through the co-op program, I was also able to explore some of those roles.
So then, why are our students such great students?
I know why, Mark. Because they work like bees and they win over and over many competitions and they can rap too.
Management, too legit. That's how it is. The management fam, a family biz. Making it better, making it slicker. Year after year in the management family.
Thank you very much.
Bigger. Yeah, management engine the cut. Catch us in every club, the most rounded engine the bunch. We manage the people, the software, the processes, data. We've done it for years. Flexing our talent in every career. I don't make graphs. I do a complex analysis, then I improve off of that. Constraints relaxed. That and heuristics get all of the points fitting right in the set. Financial tech. I could go make enough money off that to not even rap. What's that? Facts? Always at 8:30 class, so shout out one time to the staff. Management, too legit. That's how it is, the management fam, a family biz. Making it better, making it slicker. Year after year in the management family only gets bigger. Yeah. Got the most tight-knit team in the league now. If you're not getting Ken, we'll find out. Started first year, we was working on the beer game. Alum in the valley going hard on supply chains. 1.5K for my FYDP. Now the BMEs wanna be EME. Now all the softies wanna take some M-Site. Now all the Tron kids wanna PM like me. Yeah, 10 years in and we got a groove. We always innovate and improve. So go tell Faraday that we're on the move. Gonna break the ceiling, redesign the roof. With the iron ring, nothing we can't do, cause I'm management, too legit. That's how it is, a management fam, a family biz. Making it better, making it slicker. Year after year in the management family only gets bigger.
Thank you very much.